So, Dave, if you're sort of just working on the playoffs and getting ready for the playoffs and trying to steal your game, uh, can you characterize tonight's game and how that fits into that plan?
Some good parts and some parts that you'd like to see done a little better. But all in all, we played a fairly solid road game. We gave up, some couple of chances on outnumbered breaks. One of them that, is a tough. The last goal was a tough goal from outside. But we were just trying to get a bunch of people minutes and play solid, and we were all right.
Mm-hmm. Do you, on James Neal specifically, I guess I'd ask you how you got a guy down there in the bottom of your roster that could be one of those playoff guys that gets you some much needed depth offense, right? Every good team in the playoffs has that guy. Is that how you're sort of giving him an opportunity to be that guy?
Yeah, that line was pretty good tonight. McLeod gives him some speed in there and can hold on to pucks, and Chase and Nealer are both big, heavy guys around the net, so it's good to see them get rewarded for some of their work tonight, but they were pretty solid all over the ice.
Your Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, Connor McDavid scored the game-winning goal and was asked about his defense this year. He says, well, not very good tonight because I was on for 3 goals against. So did they have a tough time against the checking line tonight?
Well, if you look at the third goal was, I wouldn't even class it as a scoring chance, so that's not much there. They had they had a neutral zone forecheck that with him and Draisaitl and Pugliarvi could have been a little better, but for the most part, he's been really solid. I mean, I think you look at Connor's plus minus and Leon's plus minus, they defend very well. So some nights.
How difficult was this, Dave, against the team that was trying to get a point out of this? They just got to get into the playoffs. Did that make it a little more difficult? They looked like as they tied the game, they just wanted to get that point. They went to overtime, great, no big deal.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to play just to trying some things and doing some things in our structure and some things like that we're trying to play and just play solid. And you understand where the other team is. They needed a point to secure a playoff spot, so you understand what they're doing. But everything we're doing right now is concentrating on our team and trying to get players to make sure their game's in place and get our team game in place.
Guillaume Lafrancois, La Presse.
Hi, Dave. Is there a bit more satisfaction when we come this close to the playoffs and you get a win where the power play was not really a factor since you only had one, and as we approach the playoff, is this even more important?
We've won a lot of games this year without a power play, so it's just that's the way the game goes sometimes.
Ryan Rishaug, TSN.
Dave, with McLeod on that line, it looks like you're giving them some time together and a chance to maybe be a usable line come playoff time. What have you seen from his game that leads you to kind of be confident he would be ready for playoff hockey? And what do you think of that line kind of moving forward and what they might be able to do?
Well, they're an interesting line because Chase and Neal are both heavy guys and do a lot of rooting around the net and down low, and McLeod is a good skater, transports the puck well through the neutral zone, so it's kind of a mix of some skill. And McLeod, even though he's a young guy, he's a mature he understands the game. He plays a smart game all the time, and so it's so far we've only played together a few games here, but they've looked pretty good. They had a couple chances tonight. Neither capitalized on one. It was good to see young McLeod get on the board and get a point. So. So far so good. We'll keep looking at them here, but there's something there. They played well tonight in a game that a team is playing a desperate game against you, and they were fine tonight.
He skates so well. He moves around out there quick. What have you seen in terms of him maybe being able to be around it a little more offensively as games are going on here and finding ways to use that speed to generate those chances?
Yeah, I think young players, they feel their way through the league. The space gets taken up a lot quicker up here, so he's finding his way. But he's the thing I like about it, he plays a mature game. He's you know, if he's got to try to beat a guy in open ice, he'll beat him. And, you know, he knows when to get a by the guy when you have to. He's solid positionally. So he'll continue to grow his game. Experience is going to be great for him. This last, you know, these last games that he's been in he's been solid. He hasn't been over his head at all. And that's a good sign moving forward.
Terry Jones, Post Media.
Yeah, Dave, just a quick one. Bill Daly announced today that the Canadian division teams will not begin their playoffs until midweek next week, which I'm gathering to be about Wednesday. You good with that?
Yeah, you know, we play Saturday, so Sunday will be off, and then having a couple days to prepare is probably a good situation for us.
Thank you.
Last question, Jim Matheson.
Dave, you gave Mike Smith a complete night off tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Was that one of two things? He's played a lot of hockey, and it doesn't hurt to your starter to take a night off, and the other at least to get Stalock wearing a jersey, so to sit on the bench rather than just be in the 23-man roster or 26-man roster not playing.
Yeah, especially Schmidt playing. I mean, basically he played 50 minutes in one game and 60 of the other. So on the weekend, and so we decided to give him the whole game off here. He'll get a solid practice tomorrow, and I haven't talked to Schwartzy about who's playing on Wednesday yet. We'll figure that out tomorrow.